Good morning and welcome to day 2, the last day of week 1 here in the FGCL and game 2 of our triple header, or I should say game 2 of the first game of our triple header here this weekend as the Manatee Sea Cows take on the SUA Pioneers. Second game of this series. The Sea Cows won yesterday 9-4. That was a game that the Pioneers led for the majority of the time, and then the Sea Cows had a big fifth and sixth inning, really kind of exploded things and took the 9-4 win. And now we'll see which team can bounce back here on the final day of week 1 before we have Sunday off and then get set for a truly full week starting on Monday. Glad that you're here on ACL Softball. Gray Robertson, Gracie producing, scoring up here. Glad that you're here. And we would love to hear from you throughout the show. I can see who's tuning in, and we would love to have you be part of it. So you can tweet me at Gray, Gray_Robertson. Let me know where you're tuning in, who you're tuning in to, and what you think of the game. Again, we would love for you to be a part of it as we rock and roll. Just like yesterday, the Sea Cows will be the away team. The Pioneers will be the home team. So here is the starting lineup for the Manatee Sea Cows, coached by Brett Sauerwein. The center fielder, Rayleigh McKinney, will lead off. Allie Bordwine, the left fielder, bats second. Reagan Wheatley, the first baseman, is in the 3 spot. Brooke Watson is over at third base, batting fourth. Tara Vandewater, the shortstop, hits fifth. Gabby Bonilla, the pitcher, will bat sixth. Vela Mansfield, right field, is in the 7 spot with Allie Bunch, the extra hitter today, hitting eighth. Breer Bond, second base in the 9 spot, and turning things over is the catcher in the 10 hole, Taylor Rogers. And they will face in the circle Ella Dawson out of New Mexico, freshman last year from Aldie, Virginia. Did not get a ton of work in the circle for the Lobos, only threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts. But getting a chance here in the circle today against the Sea Cows, trying to split this series at a game apiece. Sea Cows looking for the sweep after the 9-4 win yesterday. So we hope that we'll hear from you as the broadcast goes on. Again, you can hit me up on Twitter/X, whatever we're calling it now, at Gray, Gray_Robertson. I've had my coffee and my Celsius, so who knows what I might say on this broadcast. A lot of thoughts ruminating in my head about the world of softball, as well as this game, this league, and all the players on the field. Lots of stories, lots of stats. We'll get to it all as we get ready for Sea Cows and Pioneers here to kick off this Saturday morning. Rayleigh McKinney will lead things off for the Manatee Sea Cows. Southeastern University product out of Brandon, Mississippi, sophomore last year. All conference both seasons of her collegiate career, and last year drove in 48 runs, getting the leadoff spot here for the Sea Cows in game 2 of the summer. And we start with the ball off and running here on field 1. With McKinney at the plate, yesterday went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a strikeout. Also stole a base as well. And a quick correction from our field umpire about the pitching motion of Dawson. 3-0 now. And that one comes too far inside. Didn't hit her, but it was ball 4 anyway. And in steps Allie Bordwine, who was a really big piece for the Sea Cows on Friday in game 1. Currently looking for a new home as Combs calls time. Borderline sophomore last year from Oklahoma Baptist. Defensive alignment for the Nears. Left field, you've got Gwen Hall. Center field, Haley Love. Caprice Barella in right. Third, Leah Sims. Short, Caitlin Ty. Second, Kennedy Shea. First, Bailey Davis. And behind the plate is Combs, who trots back now. There's McKinney at first base. See if she takes off. Slap foul, 1-2. Borderline yesterday mentioned her importance. How about 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored? That was down in the 10 spot, getting the call up to the 2-hole here today. Waited, fouled away. Called strike 3. Dawson bounces back with the backwards K, 1 down. Now bring up Reagan Wheatley. Oh, nice block by Combs. Wheatley currently in the portal after spending her freshman season at Norfolk State. And a native of Charleston, South Carolina, where I will be next weekend because I do have an event. Off goes McKinney. Good throw by Combs, but really McKinney slides in safely with the swipe. Immediately a runner in scoring position for Wheatley. No one too much river, 3-0. Wheatley yesterday was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Wind yet again blowing in here at Palmasola. After the walk, first and second for the Sea Cows and for Brooke Watson. Brooke Watson out of Chattanooga State. Quickly down 0-2. From Chattanooga, which unfortunately had a lot of weather last night. They weren't able to play the AUSL game. Freshman last season. In game 1 of this series, Watson was 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run scored. Ella Dawson trying to work through this first inning. And some traffic on the bases for the Sea Cows. Fouled away. Foul tipped into the glove. Another strikeout for Dawson. 2 away. So this inning, walk, strikeout, walk, strikeout. And here's Tara Vanderwater, the newest Creighton Blue Jay by way of Oklahoma State. Vanderwater was 0 for 1 with a walk in game 1. If you're hanging with us bright and early, just past 9:45 on the East Coast, you can hit me up at GrayGray_Robertson. We will read your message on the air. We'll shout you out. So let us know where you're watching. Popped up by Vanderwater. This should end the inning. And indeed it will. The first non-strikeout or walk of the inning. And we're scoreless off to the bottom of the first. Pioneers coming to the plate when we come back. Time for the Pioneers to get their first cracks as we go to the bottom of the first. And we'll give you the starting lineup for the SUA Pioneers, coached by Hall of Famer Erica Beach. And the lineup looks like this. Caprice Barella, the right fielder, leads off with Haley Love, the center fielder, batting second. Pitcher Ella Dawson's in the 3 spot. Catcher Valerie Combs is batting 4th. Lillian Berry, the today, is in the 5 hole, with Bailey Davis at first base hitting 6th. 7 spot with Caitlin Ty, the shortstop. 8 hole Leah Sims at 3rd. Gwen Hall, the left fielder, is batting 9th, and Candy Shea, the second baseman, is in the 10 spot. And they will be facing, to start this game, Gabby Bonilla out of South Carolina State, freshman last year from Dobbs Ferry, New York, currently in the portal. And as I talked about yesterday, cousin of former Pioneers pitcher Angelina Bonilla. So always a fun little connection. There are a million of those in the FGCL, which is always exciting to track. Ball 1 to Caprice Barella. A New Mexico Lobo who threw well yesterday and also had a nice showing at the plate. Back to the circle, Bonilla will make the throw for the first out. Defense for the Sea Cows. Boardwine in left, McKinney in center. Mansfield in right. Watson at third, Vanderwater at short, Urban at second, Wheatley at first, and Rogers behind the plate. As Haley Love, the freshman last year for Georgia Highlands, gets some work. Hampton, Georgia native. Fair ball. And the throw is rifled over from Watson quickly. 2 gone. For Ella Dawson, the starting pitcher. We've already heard about Ella and her bio, but we haven't talked about what she did at the plate yesterday, and it was honestly a pretty impressive showing. And she starts with the first pitch swing to center. That'll get all the way to the fence. Dawson will slide in safely with a 2-out double. That's exactly how she started her day yesterday. Was 1 for 2 with a double, and now 1 for 1 with a 2-bagger here in game 2. And because you can courtesy run for pitchers and catchers, yep, Jet Harrell will come out and run for Dawson. Nice work on the first pitch attack. And here's Valerie Combs, trying to put the Nears on the board. They struck first in game 1. Combs out of Georgia Southern, started her career at Western Illinois. Sophomore last year out of Nashville, Illinois. Not the other Nashville. Just outside, 2-1. Combs in game 1 was 0 for 1 with a flyout, but it was a well-struck flyout, and it was a long AB, too. That was a full count. That's rolled foul, 2-2. Combs waits. Foul ball. Another one. Just skirting by Lillian Berry over in the on-deck circle. That's out to center field, and it's caught for the final out. Runner left stranded in scoring position after the 2-out double by Ella Dawson, and we are scoreless. Off to inning number 2 as Lorelei Depew crosses the press box home plate camera. We'll get you ready for the top of the second with the Sea Cows coming back to the plate on the other side. Six, seven, eight due up for the Sea Cows as the head coach for the first year summer program, Brett Sauerwein, crosses over to the third base coaching box. We'll show up on screen for you here. There you go. There's Brett. Ask Abby Bonilla to get us started here. That's what he said as he was going to the third base coaching box. Current head man at the State College of Florida, previously an assistant at McKendree, and also Florida Southwestern with our friend Robert I. Murray. Abby Bonilla was 0 for 1 with a strikeout in game 1. Now 1-2 count from Dawson. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Ella Dawson. Which will set up Vela Mansfield. First pitch misses to the St. John's River State College product. Freshman last year out of Cascade High School before going to St. John's. Oh for 1 in game 1, but up early 2-0 here in this count against Dawson. 3-0. Ball 4. Nope. Yeah, ball 4. Vela scared me for a moment. Thought I miscounted. So that is the third walk given up by Dawson with the 3 strikeouts. It's kind of the Alexis Osorio special. If you know, you know. And here's Allie Bunch. First pitch outside. Bunch also looking for a new home out of Barton. Sophomore last year from Wilmington, North Carolina. One for 2 with a walk and 2 runs for Bunch. Oh, the throw down to first is gonna get her. Look at Valerie Combs hosing Mansfield over at first base. And a 1-2 count on Allie Bunch. Nice job behind the dish from Valerie Combs. And a strikeout for Dawson. She faces the minimum in the second, but helped out by her catcher in a great play, picking off Mansfield at first base. We go to the bottom of the second, still tied up at 0. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Pioneers in the scoreless ball game, and their head coach, Hall of Famer, ACL Hall of Famer Erica Beach, former head coach in New Mexico, assistant at Ohio State, and pitching legend All-American at Arizona State. And if her dad is watching, hello, and hello Beach family. I'm trying to think if there's a way, as I turn to Gracie, to do like a fan of the game. They have to tweet me or something, and I don't know. Maybe we'll make that happen. If you tweet me, you'll be in the running for viewer of the game. Not sure if I have a prize to give, but I'll do what I can. 3-0 count on Lillian Berry out of Charlotte. Started her career at Penn State before transferring to North Alabama and then Charlotte. Mount Sydney, Virginia native, who did have a nice piece of hitting in game one. 1 for 1. That one was a double out to right center. That's cued over to short. The throw's in time for the first out. And up comes Bailey Davis. Freshman from Anacoco, Louisiana. There's a strike, 0-1. Davis out of McNeese. Saw her in the circle in game one. And once at the plate, reached on an error in that kind of wacky 7th inning. That's foul, 0-2. We've also got action on the other field. Tom Canterbury is hanging out over there broadcasting it. And I will give you a scoreboard update now. Finns lead the Circus 3-1 in the second. It's already a lot of action over there. It would tell you how they scored, but I don't have access to the stats. I'm gonna look at Gracie with some side eye on that one. Oh, nice stop. And then bobbled. Oh, boy. Vandewater, it was a nice stop. And then not fielded cleanly by Wheatley. They called her out. There is a possibility this is going to be challenged. Erica Beach asking for a conversation. I'll be honest, it was definitely bobbled. And they're going to say she's out. So a couple 6-3 groundouts. And here's Caitlin Ty with 2 down and the base is clear. Out of Western Michigan. Sophomore last season for the Broncos. Loves the Major League films, but specifically 1 and 3. Quote, does not really like 2. These are the facts you can only get here in the FGCL. From me, Gray Robertson, and from Gracie Ashley. Ooh, that'll hit her. That whole pitch sequence was kind of a mess, and 2-out base runner for the Nears as Ty heads to first. So can Rutgers rising sophomore Leah Sims cash in on this chance. Rolled over to third base. The throw from Dawson. I beg your pardon, Watson is in time to end the inning. So another 2-out base runner for the Nears, but nothing doing. We head to the third. 0-0 your score. Nine 10-1 due up for the Sea Cows in the 0-0 ball game. Breer Bond, Taylor Rogers, Rayleigh McKinney against Ella Dawson. And Breer Bond out of Omaha will try and cook up something for the Manatee Sea Cows. She is from the city of Omaha as well as the team Omaha. And had a home run in game one. 1 for 4 with that ball that left the yard. The long ball, not really a story on day one on either field. Only 4 total home runs in the FGCL openers. Looks like that's Jensen Bien operating in the first base coaching box here today for the Sea Cows. Ball 4. Leadoff walk to Urban. That's the 4th walk given up by Dawson, but she's matched it with 4 strikeouts, so she's been effective. That was a strike, but it scooted away from Combs. Pass ball will send Urban to second base with Taylor Rogers now facing an 0-1 count. The Mercer Bear, who is portaling, currently looking for a new home. Favorite dessert is cookie cake. I asked her on opening day, or on practice day, I was like, Taylor, are you the kind of person who just goes to Publix and gets those 2 slices of cookie cake? And she said yes. And I said same. She was 1 for 4 with an RBI in game 1. stopped it short, but no play. Good effort by Ty, but didn't really have anywhere to go. That's the first hit for the Sea Cows, and they're on the corners with nobody out. And now the defense will meet for the Pioneers at the top of the order coming up. I will say, big theme from day one. The bottoms of the orders were really effective pretty much across the board, at least on our field. But some pressure here for Dawson against Rayleigh McKinney. McKinney walked in the first. That got away, and coming in to score is Brie Urban, 1-0 Sea Cows on the wild pitch. And now a 1-1 count on McKinney. Sea Cows strike first. And Rogers took second as well, so still a precarious situation with nobody out in the third. Good pick by Combs, 3-1. Ooh, just inside, ball 4. Well, at this point, Dawson just really looking for outs. Struck out Ali Boardwine looking in the first inning. A lot of traffic on base for the Sea Cows. Only the 1 run in, though. Uh-oh. My car. It's fine. 1 and 2. Still nobody out. Another foul ball. Slap to third and misplayed by Sims. Base is loaded, nobody out. So officially an E5. They're loaded for Reagan Wheatley, who walked in the first. That's high, 2-0. Same spot, fouled off, 2-2. I've not seen much of a mix of speeds from Dawson. If there's one in the arsenal, I would throw it now. And there you go. Swing and a miss. Strike three, first out of the inning. I think in another life I was a pitch calling coach. Don't ask me to actually develop a pitcher, but I could call a pitch. Mm-hmm. And a big strikeout for Dawson, too. Bring up Brooke Watson. This would be quite the Houdini act if Dawson was able to get out of this unscathed. Struck out Watson her first time up. That's a strike, 1-2. Good spot. In the air to deep second, and runner held up over at third base. Thought maybe Rogers would think about it. But there's two down. Just would have been an awkward kind of turn and throw for Kennedy Shea, considering where she was. Her body was away from the plate. Would have been fun. Didn't happen. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tara Vandewater. Outside, ball 1. Vandewater's going to find a gap. 1 run will score. Here comes a second. Let's see if the Sea Cows can grab 3. Play at the plate. Combs tag not there. Vandewater slides in safely at third. She's cleared the bases, and it's 4-0 Sea Cows. A big hit by Tara Vandewater. 4-0 Sea Cows. It felt like Dawson was going to get out of the situation. Now a wild pitch will bring in Vandewater. 5-0, a 5 spot here in the inning. Unfortunately, I believe I know 4 of these runs are unearned. I have to look and see if all 5 are. Now a 2-0 count on Gabby Bonilla. Strikeout victim in the second inning. Three and one. And you can just kind of tell, as I realize I didn't clear the bases, my bad. You can just kind of tell the Dawson's timing a little bit off. Again, missing a lot of her misses have been arm side, kind of low and away arm side, just trying to get in a rhythm and get that third out. 0-1 on Vela Mansfield, who walked in the second inning. One and two. And the strikeout for Dawson. That's her 6th of the day. But a 5 spot for the Sea Cows as we go to the bottom of the third. Pioneers will need a big-time answer after 5 runs, 4 of those coming in unearned. We'll see if the Nears can conjure up something when we come back. Bottom of the Nears order. Trying to start something. Ball 1 to Gwen Hall. 9-10-1. Hall, Shea, and Barella against Gabby Bonilla, who now comes out with a 5-run cushion here in the bottom of the third. Gwen Hall out of McNeese. Roland, Arkansas native, freshman last year for the Cowgirls, and she got hit right in the Cowgirl logo. Hit by pitch will put a runner aboard to start things off. Hall yesterday was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. And she's on for Kennedy Shea, the 10 spot. Ball 1 to Shea. Georgia Southern product. Incoming freshman going to play for the Eagles out of Plant City, Florida. Give you her game 1 number. She was 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Trying to turn the lineup over. Throw back to first. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't think she went either. 3-0. And there's ball 4. Hall was going, but she was going to get second anyway. So now first and second, nobody out on a pair of free passes. And the top of the order, Caprice Barella, who grounded out in the first inning. We'll see what adjustments she can make second time seeing Bonilla as the Nears look for a response. Out to left, this will be caught in the air. Boardwine got there in plenty of time. First out. In steps Haley Love, who grounded out in the first inning. I believe the mayor is here again. The mayor of Bradenton. He's walking around in a giant American flag button-down shirt. We've had a lot of dignitaries stop by over the years. Mayors, commissioners, All-Americans, Hall of Famers. That's foul, 1 and 2. Love trying to protect now. Held off there, 2 and 2. Ella Dawson, who has a double already today, is waiting on deck. Oh, that got away, but Love is out because first base was occupied. Both runners do move, so second and third, 2 outs. And Ella Dawson, she doubled in the first, trying to help herself out. 5-0 Sea Cows, but Nears threatening here in the third. Strike 1. Dawson through the middle. Hall will score. Shea will come in. 2 runs come across thanks to Ella Dawson. And she's got a 2 for 2 day. Jet Harrell will come in to run. And Valerie Combs. will foul off the first pitch she sees. Foul out, or I beg your pardon, fly out to center field her first time up. Good response by the Pioneers. And good on Dawson after giving up the 5 runs in the top of the third, coming back and helping 2 get across for the Nears in the home half. Combs tracked down in center by McKinney to retire the side, but the Nears do answer, and now the Sea Cows will look to respond right back. 5-2 your score off to the 4th here on field 1. The Sea Cows have seen the lead trimmed down to 3 runs, with the bottom of the order due up Bunch, Urban, and Rogers. It was Urban and Rogers who got things started in the 5-run third. Bunch struck out to end the second. Now facing Dawson for the second time today, and strike 1. El Dawson's gone 3 innings, giving up just 2 hits, but 5 runs, only 1 of those earned. 6 walks and 6 strikeouts, so it has been kind of a just full ebb and flow type start for Ella, who's got good stuff, but sometimes you can just see the timing and the control just kind of fade for a moment. And then when she gets it back, the swing and miss stuff is pretty good. It's so interesting because so much of week 1, really the first 2 weeks, are all kind of a fact-finding mission. You know, figure out what your team is, who can do what, who can play where, how many innings, how many pitches, how many at-bats. Nice job by Dawson. Combs will throw down to complete the process, but that is strikeout number 7. Second time Bunch has gone down, and that'll bring up Brie Urban. She walked and scored in the third. Didn't even fully finish the swing, and that'll fall in foul ground out to right. Coming up a little bit later on today, scheduled for noon Eastern, game 2 of our doubleheader. It'll be the Skeeters and Slice here on field 1. Slice won yesterday 10-5. Urban back up the middle. That was absolutely hit on the screws, and Brie Urban has now reached twice. I'll set up Taylor Rogers, who singled in the third. And that one might land on the other field. 0-1. Oh, it was a pitch out, but the throw to first hit Urban. They were trying it, 1-1. Rogers skies this out to deep second now, and oh boy. Urban dawdled a bit off of first base, got back. 2 away. And back to the top of the order with Rayleigh McKinney, who has reached twice on walks and scored once. Still looking for her first official at-bat of the game. And that'll fall fair down the right field line. Urban goes first to third. And they're on the corners for the Sea Cows here in the fourth. Nice piece of hitting by McKinney, who's having a really good day. And some two-out trouble for Dawson with Boardwine coming in. Kind of the first inning where the Sea Cows have gotten true, consistent contact on Dawson. Boardwine 0 for 2. McKinney takes off, no throw from Combs. And some mooing coming from the Sea Cows dugout, which I get. Allie Boardwine trying to create utter chaos here in the fourth inning. She'll pop it up. Sims, catch made. Inning over. 2 left stranded in scoring position. We'll see if the Pioneers can use some of this momentum as we go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-2 Sea Cows. Well, here in the bottom of the fourth inning, the Sea Cows will make a change in the circle. They'll go with the currently portaling former Mercer Bear, Katie Rearley, out of Townsend, Georgia. Redshirt junior last year, who said if she owned a yacht, she would name it Shrimpin' Ain't Easy. She also loves tiramisu. And she also made an appearance in the opener, went 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Coming in for Bonilla, we'll give you her line in just a moment as the Nears have 5, 6, 7 due up. Starting off with Lillian Berry. Barry grounded out in the second inning. And Bonilla leaves after 3 frames, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and a K. Pretty solid stuff. Limited the damage. Had a couple free pass issues, but nothing too damaging. That is off to the parking lot, 1 and 2. Still have not. I see people are watching. I haven't gotten any tweets. At @GRAY_Robertson. Let me know. Where are you? Who are you? We'll shout you out. We'll read your message. We'll communicate. This is a community. And that's a strikeout. Katie Rearley, welcome to the ball game. She K's Barry. And there's 1 down here in the 4th. Insteps Bailey Davis, ground out in the 2nd. Good look. Good pitch, a little low. I like the frame attempt by Rogers. Chase there. 1 and 1. Lorelei Depew, assistant coach for the Pioneers over there, hanging out in the first base coaching box. Pitched at Rutgers and Ball State in her college days. Played for the Nears in the summer league. Straight up in the sky. Moving over to make the catches, the third baseman, Watson. 2 down. So they're clear, 2 away. Caitlin Ty. She was hit by a pitch earlier. So they're clear. That's the first strike she's seen today, 1 and 1. Let's also check in on the other field when we got a moment. I'd like to keep you up to date on all things FGCL, including the Caitlin Ty 2-out base hit. That was right on the nose through the 5-6 hole. It's kind of been one of the main themes of the day. 2-out base runners in the first, second, and now 4th for the Pioneers, but no runs in. When they got people on before that, in the 3rd, they were able to score a couple runs. Strike 1 on Leah Sims. Over on the other field, bottom 4, so right where we are, 6-2 Finns over the Circus. Tom Canterbury over there, my radio partner. Been together for going on a decade now. Gracie's like, that's a long time. You're both old, which is partially true. Sims golfs that out to left field, but this is going to stay in the yard. She went and got it, but Boardwine was able to track it down. And another chance with 2 outs goes by the wayside as we go to the 5th. 5-2 Sea Cows. We go to the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Pioneers, along with many other subs, is Lillian Berry. First pitch swing and a miss by Reagan Wheatley. 3-4-5 due up for the Sea Cows. Wheatley, Watson, and Vandewater. All right. Gonna walk you through the subs in a moment. 0-2 on Wheatley, who's 0-for-1 with a walk and a strikeout today. Berry comes in. Again, we talked about her earlier. Charlotte 49er out of Mount Sidney, Virginia. She did not appear in the opener, so making her debut of the summer. Another foul ball. Here are the changes for the Pioneers. So Jet Harrell has come in to play center field in for Haley Love. Caprice Barella has moved to left. Ella Dawson is now out in right. I'll give you her line in a moment. Valerie Combs out from behind the dish over at second base. Maddie Baker is now at first, which means Bailey Davis is at DP. Sydney Lamont at third base. Candy Shea at short. Gabby Evans, your new catcher, behind the dish. And a strikeout for Berry to kick things off. Ella Dawson went 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 1 earned, 6 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Her best stuff was really, really good today. But a couple of untimely errors, a couple moments of control loss, and it's kind of why the Nears are in this spot. Down by 3. With Brooke Watson up, who's 0-for-2. Strikeout and a foul out here in this game. hard foul. 2-1. This past year for Charlotte, Barry threw 14 innings, 19 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned, walked 16, did not record a strikeout. It was 0-1 record-wise in the circle. But I'm liking the location on a couple of these pitches, 2-2. I wouldn't be shocked if Barry came back in with that high and in pitch that kind of jammed Watson a moment ago. Instead, that leaks over the plate and finds its way out to right field. 1-out single for Brooke Watson. And the moos come from the dugout yet again as the Sea Cows look for a little bit more here in the fifth. And in steps Tara Vandewater, who right now is probably in line for player of the game. 1 for 2 with a 3 RBI double. Also came in to score in that third inning. Gabby Evans will try and pick off Watson at first, but no dice. 2-0. Five runs for the Sea Cows in the third inning. That's kind of how all this happened. A couple runs for the Pioneers in the third as well. Since then and before then, not much. Over to third. Oh, and it's dropped. Combs was coming to cover the bag. I think Lamont was thinking double play, and instead that'll be an E4. That puts 2 on, 1 out. And a costly error was a big reason why 5 runs scored for the Sea Cows in the third. Bonilla showed bunt, pulled it back. Strikeout and a walk for Gabby Bonilla here in this game. Two now. Three and one. outside. I was fully immersed in the river. Ball 4. They are loaded for the Sea Cows yet again in this ball game. Bela Mansfield 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout as Gabby Evans has a word.
Hashtag play ball, capital SP 2020.
Now you can see him juiced. Bela Mansfield trying to maybe supply the kill shot here in the second game of the series, 0-1. Nice pitch, 0-2. Got her. Just a massive strikeout by Barry. Second of the inning. 2 down. Feels like if Barry can get out of this, Pioneers will have some of the right people you'll want due up in the next inning. Just, it's one of those things every pitcher will tell you, or every coach will tell you, that the most dangerous time for a pitcher is when your offense leaves the bases loaded and doesn't score in the half inning prior. Allie Bunch has struck out twice, and she takes that one a little high, 2-0. Three and 0. Ball 4. That'll walk in a run. And a change for the Sea Cows. Didn't mean to make it 7. My apologies. 6-2 your score. And Coco James will come in for Bria Urban in the 9 spot with the bases loaded, 2 outs. James out of UCF. Freshman last year from Riverside, California. Good piano player as well. One for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in game 1. Now truly looking for the kill shot here in the 5th. And backdoors in, 2-1. just out of play. 2-2. Well, because of that error earlier in the inning, the RBI walk led to another unearned run given up by the Pioneers, and anything else that happens here in this frame would be unearned as well. William Berry trying to make sure just that one run comes across. The 2-2. Fouled away by James. On the ground towards second. Play made. Side retired. Good job by Combs staying down on that one and ending the inning. But one run does come across for the Sea Cows. They lead at 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Gabby Evans will lead off the bottom of the sixth with a strike call. A couple changes for the Sea Cows. Jensen Bien now out in center. Riley Fennell in left. James has stayed in to play second. And Allie Bunch has moved to right field. And Gabby Evans smokes that to left. Moving over to make the catch is Fennell. Ball finds the new girl. One down. (6-2) Sea Cows. Pioneers trying to answer here in the fifth with Kenty Shea, who walked and scored in the third. Good pitch by Katie Rearley, her second inning of relief. Smoked to third and caught. Brooke Watson has played well in the hot corner. Two down. And just like that, back to the top of the order with Caprice Barella. 0 for 2 with the ground out and a fly out. slapped and foul tipped in, 0-1. Ooh, not might have gotten a piece of air by. Looks like we're all good. 2-2. Waits on the off speed. This could be trouble. Just out of the reach of Vandewater, who made a great effort, but that'll be a single for Barella, her first hit today. And yet another 2-out base runner for the Pioneers. Every time that has happened in the first, second, and fourth, nothing has come of it. We'll see if Jet Harrell can change the fortune of SUA. UTSA Roadrunner, Jet Harrell. Smoked to center. Harrell will send it off the fence. Barella glides into third. There are going to be 2 nears in scoring position with 2 outs. Jet Harrell, first pitch attack. Second hit of the summer, now 2 for 4 for Jet Harrell. Time called for the Sea Cows with Dawson about to come in. Dawson, who's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, had a double in the first, 2 RBI single in the third. So if you're Erica Beach, this is exactly how you drew it up.
Double.
First pitch from Rearly. Dawson was hunting, 0-1.
I have a lot of people wanting to know why the Game Changer stats are locked.
I have no clue.
Do you think they unlock after the game's over?
Huh?
Do you think they unlock after the game's over? And just during the game they're not locked? I'm just gonna
Because other players can see the stats.
Okay, I'm just gonna tap up with all these questions because
Just
I don't know.
The 0-1. High, 1-1. Dawson trying to convert. Sky high. This will be caught out in center field. Jensen Bien retires Ella Dawson, and 2 are left stranded by the Pioneers. We've played 5, 6-2 Sea Cows here on field 1. 10-1-2 due up for the Sea Cows here in the 6th. Taylor Rogers, Jensen Bien, Riley Fennell. Trying to add a little cushion, up 6-2. Taylor Rogers today 1 for 2 with a single or unscored and a pop out. Facing Lillian Berry back out in relief. Six runs on 5 hits for the Sea Cows. There have been a couple errors by the Pioneers that have helped. They've also left 8 on base through 5 innings. Just past the first baseman for the Pioneers. Matty Baker laid out but couldn't collect, and that'll be a base hit, second of a day for Rogers. And back to the top of the order, but with a new leadoff. As the Baylor Bear, Jensen Bien, redshirt junior next year, Jensen Bien, out of Huntsville, Texas. As McKinney will come in to run for Rogers. Jensen Bien gets her first AB of the day. Had a good day one, was 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs in. Oh and 1. Coming up next, we'll have Skeeters and Slice. Something has flown into right field. What is that? Is that an Evo shield? McKinney takes off. Evans throws down. The throw was there, but the tag was not. Stolen base for McKinney. That's our third of the day. But as a courtesy runner, it'll technically go down for Rogers. One and 2. Just over the shortstop's head. Shea couldn't grab it on the hop. Vien's got the RBI single. It's 7-2 Sea Cows. And now here's Riley Fennell, the Clemson Tiger. Avita, Florida native. Trying to pass the bat. That'll go foul. Watch out for that Evo shield. Gracie sees it too. It's just chilling. It looks like L. Dawson is going to toss it into foul ground. Does it belong to a Skeeter? How did it get there? I have so many questions. Ooh. Upper part of the zone, 0-2. Fennell, game 1, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a double and a run. Kind of got jammed there, fouled it off. Looks like Brett Sauerwein is asking Allie Bunch to go get warm. Dean over at first. And back to Fennell. High and away, ball 1. None of you watching have sent a tweet. It's very disappointing. I would love to hear from you. At Gray, GRAY_Robertson. And we'll shout you out. We'll read your message. If you want to talk about it. Look, if there's a topic that you want brought up, I'm an open book. And I have many a podcast. Softball America, Out of the Box. But we haven't had any shows this week. So I'm ready to talk about it all. Right now we'll talk about Riley Fennell. The 1-2 stays alive. Fennell to center. It got over the head of Harrell, who's got good speed, but it was hit so hard, there will be 2 in scoring position for the Sea Cows. Second double of the summer for Riley Fennell, and now time called. Still nobody out here in the 6th. Along with producer and official scorer, Gracie Ashley. Also intern, I'm Gray Robertson. Watching the second game of 2 this weekend for the Sea Cows and the Pioneers. I'll be back at it on Monday. That'll be the marathon week. Reagan Wheatley. 0 for 2, couple strikeouts and a walk in this game. Heading into the bleachers, 1-1. One and 2. Like that spot from Barry. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Lillian Barry in relief. And in comes Brooke Watson, 1 for 3 day. Strikeout, foul out, and a single, after which she came in to score. Oh, wow. Somehow it got by Shea. VM will come in to score. Fennell will cross. And I don't think Shea touched it. That'll be a 2 RBI single for Brooke Watson. 9-2 Sea Cows. And now in the blink of an eye, they're a run away from entering into run rule territory with Tara Vandewater. 1 for 3. Pop out. A bases clearing 3 RBI double and a run. And then she reached on an error in the 5th. Three now. Ooh, look out. Bonilla had to duck out of the way. Full count. I might be going crazy. I thought I heard myself from somewhere. Could be. If someone down below is watching, hello. You can tweet me too. It's fine. The 3-2 is popped straight up into foul ground. Is my car okay? Yes, we're good. That's a chase. First base was occupied, so she's out, but Watson does, on the wild pitch, advance to second after the strikeout of Vandewater. So Gabby Bonilla will look to convert on her opportunity. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. She's walked twice and struck out once, Bonilla. Late there, 0-1. Portaling from South Carolina State. Got the edge. That one had a toe or two in the river. 0-2. But who doesn't love a good day of swimming, Gracie? Sometimes you do have to take a swim in the river. And then you come back inside for the strikeout. Barry strikes out the side. But 3 runs do come in. It's 9-2 Sea Cows. Go into the home half of the 6th here on Field 1. All right, Nears. They're going to try and get it cooking here in the bottom of the 6th. 9-2 Sea Cows. On the other field, it just went final. Finns beat the Circus 9-2, so weird trends abound in game 1 as Valerie Combs sends the first pitch foul. She's flown out to center twice. One and one. Two and one. Defensive changes for the Sea Cows. You've got Reagan Wheatley now behind the dish as Taylor Rogers moves over to first base. So just a little flip-flop there. Saw Wheatley behind the dish a bit yesterday as well. 3 and 1 now. Full count. And ball 4. Leadoff walk. Valerie Combs. So can Lillian Berry help herself out here? 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, but does have a double here this weekend to start the young summer season. They're trying to mount a crazy comeback, but not impossible. And we have seen some just bonkers things over the years. Year 1, the championship was like one of the wildest softball games I've ever called. And every summer, there's something that you've never seen before that goes down. One one to Barry, low, 2 and 1. Oh, called strike 3. Really got her looking for the first out of the 6th. Runner goes after the first pitch comes in low to Bailey Davis, and Valerie Combs has the stolen base. Bailey Davis 0 for 2, ground out and a pop out, but a risp opportunity here in the 6th. There's a strike, 1-1. And now time called by Erica Beach. You can see all 3 of the angles at once. Not really many opportunities to go to that live, but want to show you it exists just in case. You never know. Bailey Davis. Strike called, 1-2. In the air towards deep second, catch made. Nicely on the run by Coco James for the second out. And now our first look at Maddie Baker here in this game. The Green Bay Phoenix takes it away for ball 1. Maddie Baker out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Told me to mention she is pretty funny, which we appreciate. We love a good sense of humor around here. Baker was 1 for 2 with a run in game 1. Good spot by Rearley, 1-2. Combs will try for third. She's safe. It's a pretty good throw by Wheatley, but a really good jump by Combs on that ball that kind of skipped in. Now runner on third. And a foul ball by Baker. Full count. And ball 4. So they're on the corners with 2 gone for the Pioneers. Now Sydney Lamott takes ball 1. First plate appearance for Lamott here in this game. Going back-to-back Green Bay for Erica Beach here. Sophomore last year from Burnsville, Minnesota, who smokes that to center. Vienne backs up and makes the catch. Colliding with the fence. Jensen Vienne surely robs Lamont of extra bases. And we go to the 7th, 9-2 Sea Cows on Meniers after the web gem. Well, the Sea Cows will look for insurance here in the 7th. The Manatee Sea Cows, which, yes, if you actually check, that would mean they're the Manatee Manatees. The oceanic cattle, if you will. Kayla Mansfield will lead off the 7th. 0 for 2, couple Ks and a walk. Lillian Berry working on her 3rd inning of relief. Didn't get the edge there, 2-1. That one definitely a ball, 3-1. Mansfield currently looking for a new home. Portaling as well. Sea Cows, I believe, have the most. It's either the Sea Cows or the Squeeze are the most portalers. Now the payoff from Barry is high. Mansfield walks for the 2nd time today. It's the 3rd leadoff walk of the game for the Sea Cows. Now Allie Bunch. She also walked. RBI walk in the fourth. I beg your pardon, in the fifth with a couple strikeouts. And it's back to Barry, and the throw briefly pulled Baker off the bag, but she kept her toe there. Runner advances. One down. All right, we got a challenge, and we will check the system. Please hold. So after review, the call is upheld. Toe was still on the bag when the ball was in the glove, and there is one down with a runner on second. Definitively. Had the slow-mo look. Gracie agrees. I'm going to turn the speed back up on my monitor here. Coco James takes strike one. Oh, and 2. That's a nice pitch by Barry. Ground ball to second. This time, everything handled cleanly. 2 away. Strike one to Taylor Rogers. 2 for 3. Couple runs scored, couple singles, and a pop out. Barry trying to work through the 7th inning, and she will finish it with a strikeout. Runner left stranded at third, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Veneers have some magic in the bats. They're down by 7. They'll need quite a run when we come back. All right, the Pioneers will have 9-10-1 due up. They need 7 runs to extend the ball game. 8 would walk it off, but it starts with the leadoff Gabby Evans, who will start with a pop out the second. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. Next up for both of these teams, the Pioneers will take on the Circus Monday, 9:30 Eastern Time on Field 2. The Sea Cows will be right back here on Field 1 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. So, early window yet again for both squads. After Sunday off, ball 1 to Kennedy Shea. 0 for 1 with a line out and a walk here today. Also scored a run. Two now. Little out in front, 2-1. I've liked what I've seen from Katie Rearley. Again, kind of sprinkled some hits around yesterday. Today she's mixed speeds pretty well, located that curveball pretty well. That's nice, 2-2. Watch out. Right off the bench by the lovely garden. And the entrance of Palmasola, 2-2. Well, if you're here early for Slice and Skeeters, let me just tell you now, we are not starting at noon. So that'll probably be pushed back about 25-ish minutes. Gotta get lineups, input, all that kind of stuff. Look at Shea, out to right, just into foul ground. Good effort by Bunch, trying to hunt it down. Nice pitch, Rearley called strike 3. That's their second strikeout of relief. Both have been looking, and the Nears are down to their final out, back to the top of the order. Barella off the glove of Watson over at third. Base runner on. We'll give her a hit. Yeah, we'll give her a hit. Jet Harrell has doubled in her lone appearance at the plate in this ball game. Trying to keep this going. 9-2 Sea Cows. That is sent so high up in the air, I'm not sure where it is, but it looks like it'll be caught in center to wrap things up. Nice performance in the circle by Gabby Bonilla and Katie Rearley, especially in relief. And the Sea Cows offense just took advantage of free passes, of errors, and found the timely hit. Tara Vandewater, probably the biggest swing of them all, with that bases clearing 3 RBI double in that massive third inning. The Sea Cows win it 9-2 over the Nears. Again, both teams will be playing at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday after a Sunday off as the Sea Cows sweep both games and move to 2-0 on the summer. The Nears drop to 0-2. If you're looking for Skeeters and Slice, probably about 25 minutes-ish away from that one getting started right here on Field 1, maybe a little longer depending on how quickly they're able to turn over the field. But we will see you then when first pitch time officially comes. For official scorer and producer Gracie Ashley, who's rocking and rolling up here on the bar stool, I'm Gray Robertson saying thank you and so long. We will see you next time here on Field 1, and Slice Skeeters coming up in just a bit.